Hi, my name is Ash and I'm the owner of Magic Touch Botanica, and today we are going to talk about the Saturn retrograde that just happened yesterday, I believe. But if you're watching this in the future, it happened May 23rd. And it is a transit that's going to happen from May 23rd until October 10th. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that means for your life. But then also we're going to jump into the cards to really just affirm messages that you need to hear and to get a little more clarity. Because for me, I think like there's a bunch of astrologers online and you will get two different type of energy, two different type of vibes. You'll have the astrologers that are like, oh my God, Saturn's in retrograde. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Like, this is the end of the world. And then you'll have astrologers that's like, this is the time for abundant blocks to get removed. This is a great time. And I don't identify as an astrologer. I do not know enough. But I am a spiritualist, and the reason why I even bring astrology into this is because that's what I use in my practice, and that's what I pay attention to make decisions and choices in my life. And so for me on my channel, I'm like, I want to give y'all the both sides. I don't think that we need to completely ignore how this transformation and this energy can be kind of chaotic, but I don't think that we need to just see it as chaotic and scary and worrisome. I think that in any transit and any energy that is influencing our lives, we can use it to really transform. We can use the information to really make informed decisions versus, being on this end of the spectrum where you're like, oh my God, the world is ending, I need to go hide. Or on this end of the spectrum where it's like, oh my God, the world is just lilies and rainbows, and then things changing our life and you're like, you're a liar. You're not a good astrologer. Like all these things. I think that both of them are valid. I think both of them are real, but I'm bringing it together here to be like, okay, we know this information, and how can we sit back and feel calmed and feel empowered to then move through this world with this information. So anyways, Saturn in retrograde. So Saturn, if you don't already know, Saturn is the planet of karma, is the planet of discipline, is the planet of routine. And when any planet goes retrograde, it's really a time to reflect on those themes. So with Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, this is about really seeing how have your routines served you, how have your routines not served you, holding yourself accountable to the actions that you've taken and to the choices that you've taken. Because when Saturn goes into retrograde, that's the energy that's going to reveal itself for you. Now, there is a level of this is removing energetic blockages in your life so that you can really show up and dream and actualize those dreams. Beautiful. I love that energy. And I feel like for people who have really been reflecting, people who have really shifted their routine, seeing how their routine served them, seeing how their routine does not serve them, for those people, this will be an amazing transformative time. And for people who have not been accountable to their actions, have not been accountable to their choices, have not seen that they are in control and that they have the power to shift things in their life, they're going to get kind of a rude awakening to get to the point where they see themselves as empowered beings that can shift their life. So that's really the energy that I'm feeling for the Saturn retrograde. Is this energy of we're cutting the BS, we're reflecting on our life, and we're being like, how am I making my life better? And how am I making my life bullshit? Now, we have society, we have everything happening in society, everything happening socially, right? And those things we can't really control, but what we can control is the choices we make in our life and the ways that we can feel at peace with those choices. So that's on the individual level. Now, on the collective level, I feel like there is this huge transformation happening, and there is this huge reflection on how our government has been working, how our economy has been working, and we are definitely going to see major shifts. For me, I feel like for the better in October. So much of what I've even seen in the news and articles coming up is businesses, one, being attacked for their low wages and being pushed to have to reframe and re-see their business plan in a way that serves not only themselves, but that serves the collective at large. And so that's what I'm saying. So for those who are boycotting their jobs right now because they want higher wages, you are in complete alignment with what is happening collectively. Keep doing it. I'm feeling 100% sure that by October, we're going to see major structural changes that are going to really serve society and serve our community. And so I'm looking forward to them. That's what I'm feeling energetically. You already know I'm always really positive, and I always try to be as positive as I can because we have so many excuses to be negative. And for me, I've always said this, and I've even said it. I said it in December, January, when I was doing readings for clients, where I'm like, there is this huge energetic shift where it's like we're no longer feeling like we have to earn peace, we have to earn happiness. We're going into this energetic place where it's not about earning anymore. It's like this is what we innately deserve. This is what we innately are entitled to. It is our birthright. And now we are showing up with that framework and we're showing up with that energy. And that's shifting society, that's shifting us, that's shifting our community, and it's gonna be for the better. And of course, change does bring chaos, change brings discomfort, but in the long run, we're gonna see how beautifully aligned and well closer beautifully aligned we're becoming in our own lives, in our own personal life, but also with the shifts we're going to see collectively. So and then we have Pisces and Jupiter, and then we also have the Pluto retrograde happening, and then we have Mercury retrograde happening. And I'm going to do readings for that because I feel like each transit right now brings its own energy, whether it's good or uncomfortable. And so I'm going to do different readings for that. But for today, I'm focusing on what is the gift and the challenge that the Saturn retrograde is going to bring to you. And I want you to watch this now, but and I'm going to remind us, if I remember, in October, remind us again to rewatch this video and be like, oh, did it resonate? Did I actually do everything that came up? So for this pick your card, focus and being like, Spirit, what is the gift you are offering me with this transit? And what is the challenge I will be able to face and overcome during this transit? And yeah, comment below. Let me know how you feel. You can go to the timestamps below to fast forward to seeing the piles. And thank you for watching this. This means so much to me. Bye. Hello and welcome to the pick a card portion. So what I want you to do during this time is just take 3 deep breaths, call on your ancestors, call on your spirit team, and ask them to guide you and to trigger your intuition and pull you to a pile that you feel the most drawn to. So for these 3 piles, I've picked 3 stones and crystals to work with. The first stone is Tourmaline, and this stone is really good for absorbing negative energy. The next one is Tiger's Eye. This one's good for courage and solar plexus healing, getting some confidence. And the last pile is Kyanite, blue Kyanite. And this is good for aligning your energy centers and getting more energetic balance. So if you struggle with that, you should look into blue Kyanite. All right, so I'm going to give you about 30 seconds just to meditate and see which pile you feel the most drawn to. Okay, pile one, welcome to your reading. So, for this reading, like I said in the beginning, I'm focusing on what is the blessing that's coming to you, what is the challenge that's coming to you, and how can you overcome that challenge. But before I get into our tarot cards, I kind of just want to pull some oracle cards to see what is the themes that are coming for you. So, Spirit, what is the themes that are coming for pile one during this Saturn retrograde? Okay, I feel like that's it. Oof. Okay. So, pile one, the theme that is coming for you is service, being of service to others, gossip, and guilt. And automatically, when I saw these three cards, the message that came through was learning to be more of service, learning to have more compassion, and getting rid of this gossipy energy, this kind of like talking shit energy that you may have with your friends, relationships. But also, I'm feeling like this is how you've been taught to connect with people, and you felt really guilty for it. Like you don't like talking shit, but you've been taught that this is how you make connections. And now Spirit is saying you're moving towards a place of how can I extend more compassion? How can I be more compassionate? And yeah, how can I be in service to my community and even to yourself? That's the other thing that's coming through too, is like this gossipy energy that sometimes you have is not even about it's like it's not even about you talking shit about other people, but I think that that's the energy that you have with yourself sometimes. And so, well, let's see. And that's a huge lesson. I struggle with it too. Like I think, I'm Dominican. Growing up, that's what you do. You talk shit. You go to the bonchiche, you get the chisme, and that's how I built relationships. So let's see your gift. Let's see the challenge, and let's see how you're going to overcome it. So, automatically, just looking at the challenge and overcoming, I think your biggest challenge is that sometimes when you do feel that guilt, when you do feel like, oh, just when things get hard, is what I'm hearing, you go into hermit mode, you go away. The other thing too, it's what the Saturn retrograde is really bringing to you is letting go of that guilt, letting go of that shame. Because what I'm feeling with the Hermit card in reverse is also this energy of like you being scared. What I'm feeling with this Hermit card in reverse and this being your challenge is that you can't run away from conflict. You can't run away from conflict. You can't disappear. With this Knight of Rods card, I'm also feeling like you're going to be getting rid of friendships. You're going to be getting rid of people that cause you to be this gossipy person, this person you used to be. And you're actually moving away from that because it fills you up with so much guilt. It doesn't feel good at all when you're in that mode. It doesn't feel good at all. And the overcoming it, and I even felt this before I even started pulling cards. Like, well, when I was pulling cards for the three decks, for the three piles, I was feeling like it's not even that you have to do anything to overcome this challenge because you're going to overcome it, but it's kind of an insight as to what that overcoming is going to look like. And for you, pile one, it's this new beginning. It's this awakening. It's this starting over, starting fresh, and you're gonna feel good about it. You're gonna feel good about it. But the challenge is forcing you to talk and say what you feel and say what you mean and require that people it's not even require that people adapt to how you want to be, but it's like requiring from yourself that when people are acting in a way that you don't appreciate, that you don't want, that you don't run away, but that you face it. And then again with the Knight of Rods, that's the gift. It's You're feeling that empowerment. You're feeling that push to make the lifestyle changes, to make the changes you need to make in order for you to come into this service, come into the service energy of having more compassion for yourself and therefore having a little more compassion for those around you. I want to pull one more card as kind of like your message, your affirmation. Before we close out, I feel like this was really easy, really quick. I'm always straight to the point, and I'm always like, damn, I want to make these videos longer, but like, messages come straight to the point. So let me pull from this Universe Has Your Back deck. What does group 1 need to hear, Spirit, as their affirmation? What does group 1 need to hear, Spirit, as their affirmation? Even right now, what I'm hearing too with this like gossipy friendship thing, you know, Spirit is cutting off a lot of things that is not working for you. A lot of things that makes you be an old version of you. Okay, so your affirmation card is, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Wow. Wow. Like, that's exactly what this reading was about. That's exactly what this reading was about. Is like, in those moments where things are being cut out your life and you're like, what the fuck's going on? The universe is bringing you towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. And you already know, I don't like saying right or wrong or negative or good or bad or any of that, because I'm like, all of it is neutral. We just put feelings towards it. And so it's not about right-minded thinking, but it's about thinking that actually serves you and brings you closer to who you want to be, brings you closer to the life that you're trying to build and the life that you've been envisioning for yourself. So you're not going to be that gossipy bitch no more. And we all love a gossip, but you're just not going to be that no more. And it's fine. It's because you're bringing more love and compassion to your life, and therefore that's going to radiate in your relationships. And any relationships that do not bring you that back has to go. So I hope this resonates, Power One. I love you. I send you so much blessings and peace to you during this transit. You're going to be okay. You're going to come out a new person. You're going to come out empowered, and you're going to come out having this beautiful, beautiful energy and this love surrounding you. So I'll see y'all next time for my next pick a card. Bye. Hey, Pal 2, welcome to your reading. So like I said in the beginning, we're going to explore what is the gift that's coming to you, what is the challenges that may be coming, and then how are you going to overcome it. So I'm going to first pull cards about the themes. What are the themes that are going to be arising for you before we jump into the tarot cards? And I don't know if you watched the first group. Some people watch more than one pile if they feel pulled to. But the first group, it was just straightforward. There was no needing to dig more, needing to get more information. So usually that's how my reading goes. So I hope that we continue with that energy. Ooh, so pile 2, I even just looking at these cards, I'm like, it's going to be a good vibe. It's going to be a good time, even in the moments that feel difficult. Oh, sorry. Even in the moments that feel difficult for you, pile 2, what I'm seeing is that you are definitely going to be creating a lot. You're going to be doing, and creation doesn't always have to look like art. It can literally be like you're birthing a new project, you're birthing a new lifestyle, you're birthing a new life, you're birthing a new home. But with the creation card, I feel like there's going to be a lot of newness coming to you. And what you're going to be kind of pushed on is Don't feel like you have to be perfect in any project that you create and anything that you end up birthing for this year. You know, I'm even being told like it could be you giving birth to a child. Don't feel like you have to be a perfect parent. Don't feel like, even use that analogy too. Don't feel like you have to be a perfect parent to your art, to your creation, to the life that you're trying to build for yourself. You do not have to be perfect. It is in those moments where we're imperfect that we actually gain the most lessons and the most insight into how beautiful and how imperfect this world is. And nothing is meant to be perfect. Nothing in nature is perfect. It's almost like everything in nature is perfectly imperfect. I know, sounds so cheesy, but that's kind of the theme that I'm feeling for you. Is you're going to be creating this new life. You're really going to be stepping up for yourself and stepping into your life, creating this new thing, creating this new lifestyle, but letting go of that perfection. And miracle, if you've been following me for a while, or at least lately, really in my Patreon, I feel like I say this mostly, is that miracles are possible. And by holding on to that vibration, you're really able to manifest a lot more than you think you can. So let's look at your tarot. And this is really where I'm going to channel what gifts, what challenges, and how you're going to overcome it. And I'm kind of feeling the same vibe with the overcoming part, is in the same way that I was saying for group one. It's not so much that you need to do anything to overcome challenges that come up for you. It's that it's going to be overcome. This is just how it's going to be done. So let's look at your gift. So the gift pile too is being self-sufficient. It's being able to give to yourself. It's being able to see that you are the creator, being able to see that you can bring things into fruition. The Six of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes also speak of like someone helping you, but it coming with strings attached. And that's why I'm really feeling pulled towards. It's more so that like the gift, maybe you're somebody that always asks for help, that reaches out to your community, and in this moment I'm feeling more so that it's about you stepping in and helping yourself and seeing that you have the ability to help yourself. Because with the Emperor card being the challenge, the Emperor card, it's about structure. It's about getting your things together and setting those plans in line. And the Emperor has advisors, but at the end of the day, it is the Emperor's word that gets things done. It is the Emperor's say that gets things done. And that's what I'm really feeling for you, group two, is that the gift is self-sufficiency. It's knowing that you a boss bitch and you could get things done. The challenge is that you don't see yourself that way. You are someone that kind of reaches out to other people in order to get things done. And spirit is really pushing you to do things on your own. Now, how you're going to overcome it is that you need to trust in the universe. You need to trust in yourself. The World card in reverse can be someone who is going through a difficult time and not trusting that the world has your back. And that's how you're going to overcome it, is trusting yourself, trusting that you have everything you need at your disposal, and trusting that you can do it. I feel like really the Saturn retrograde is going to really show you how you can bring the miracles in your life, how you can manifest the things in your life. And also that when you just trust yourself, it doesn't need to be other people's expectations of perfection, but also it doesn't need to be perfect. Like I said before, once you're able to embody that energy, and you're going to by October, you're going to get all these lessons. You're going to trust in spirit more, and you're going to see things manifest even quicker for you. So let's get into your affirmations. Affirmation do you have to give, pile 2? The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. What did I just say? The more you can surrender and trust, the spirit has your back. And this deck is called The Universe Has My Back. The more that you can surrender and trust that during this transit, the more freedom you'll feel, the more fearless you'll feel, but also the more self-sufficient you'll feel. You'll feel like you won't need all the affirmations from all the people around you. You'll feel like I can actually create the life that I want. I can actually manifest miracles in my life, and I can do it myself, which is wow, I'm so powerful. And that's the gift for you. So thank you so much, pile 2. I hope that this gave you some wisdom, some affirmation, some confirmation to the things that you already knew. And I hope you enter this transit feeling ready to go, feeling ready for the lessons that are coming. I send you all my love and so much peace. Comment below if you want to say how this helped you, how this served you. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, welcome to your Saturn retrograde reading. So, like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna channel specifically about, I keep moving this to the front. I'm gonna channel specifically about what are the themes that are coming up for you this retrograde, and also what's the gift, what's the challenge, and how are you gonna overcome it. So, first, let's look at the themes. I never shuffle. Well, sometimes I shuffle, you know how the cool witches shuffle with these tarot decks because they're small. But if you can't tell, my hands are so small and I can barely, like, y'all just saw me shuffling. I can barely shuffle with anything else. Okay, so what are the themes for you? You have chicory, vanity, and instinct. The minute that I see these cards, the first thing that I'm picking up on is it's really the message is you getting closer to who you are meant to be, stepping away from this kind of, the word that came was master manipulator, but don't claim that as who you are. But I'm laughing because spirit is always coming for people's necks. And I'm just like, why do we have to use these big words? These words that don't feel that great to sit in. But when I saw trickery and vanity, the word that came through was master manipulator. And this can be you or this can be somebody else. But definitely it's like you're moving away from trying to manipulate. It's either like you are the manipulator, and so you're trying to move away from constantly observing, constantly calculating how you can act, what you can say, how you can look in order to get a certain outcome. And now you're stepping into your instinct, which I'm feeling more like intuition. You're stepping into your intuition instead of you trying to, and this is a message that I heard this week too. Instead of you trying to create this character and be this character, this beautiful character, because vanity is all about beauty. And, well, that's how I see it sometimes. Vanity is all about beauty and like trying to look the part. Now it's, even right now I'm hearing, it's not about looking the part, but it's actually being the part. And by being the part, you're in your intuition, you're in your soul, you're in your zone. And not trying to emulate or be in somebody else's zone or trying to be somebody else that you're not. So I said master manipulator, and the reason why spirit talks to me this way is because I don't see manipulation as like, you know, it could be this ugly characteristic, this evil, ugly characteristic, but it can also be us trying to people please and trying to make everybody happy, which can then lead to us lying, lead to us not speaking our truth. And blue is really giving me like throat chakra, throat energy center. So feel like the theme for you this Saturn retrograde is letting go of this people pleasing, master manipulator, trying to control things, trying to look the part but not be the part type of energy, and moving deeper into your intuition. And if you've been doing the work, then it's gonna be a smooth sailing. But if you're somebody who like has really been avoiding the work, and now spirit and the cosmos is like putting you on your ass, you're gonna feel this energy hard. But don't take it personal. Like, you're a good person. You're not a bad person if this is who you've been emulating for a long time. But you're gonna be fine. All right, so let's look at your gift, challenge, and how you're going to overcome it. So, Four of Wands is always the energy of celebration. It is the energy of celebration. It is setting a foundation. It is building something secure. So, even looking back at these oracle cards, it's like spirit is saying we're setting you up to be who you truly are, because that's the foundation you need to build your life on. Not this trickery, vanity type of energy. You need to come back to yourself, and this is what we're giving you. This Saturn retrograde is you coming back to yourself and setting a foundation on who you really are and celebrating that. Now the challenge is this Five of Rods, which Five of Rods upright, that's Five of Wands, is a challenge. Like, it's the drama, it's the conflict, it's the fighting, it's challenge. And with it being reversed, what I'm feeling is internal challenge, that internal fight, that internal voice that's trying to cause you drama, trying to get you to be that master manipulator, trying to put into your head things that are not happening, things that you're perceiving, things that you're assuming. And what I'm hearing too with this card is, when it comes to your mental and what you're thinking, really ground yourself on what is actually being said, what is actually being done, versus what you are assuming something means, what you are assuming someone is doing. Really try to ground yourself between now and October, and just that, like, okay, my intuition is telling me something, but right now, because I feel like your intuition is going to be rising. But the thing is that sometimes when we are, when we become this master manipulator type of energy, the reason why we become that is because we don't trust our own instinct. We don't trust what is being said to us. We don't trust what we're being shown straightforward. We don't trust it. And so when we don't trust it, we then start making assumptions. We then start almost creating a narrative that hasn't even been said, because we're trying to protect ourselves. So with the Five of Rods in reverse, what I'm really feeling is like, be very careful with that. Be very thoughtful about that. When you're thinking like, oh, I think this person hates me, or I think this person's talking shit, or I think this person, is doing this and that, before you say it out loud, because I feel, even right now, I'm like, that's going to bite you in the ass. Before you say it out loud, think to yourself, what evidence do I have to say that this is what's happening? What did this person actually say to me? What did this person actually do? And can I trust that can I trust that information? And the answer is yes, until you're told otherwise. Because what I'm also hearing is almost like, yeah, I am feeling like sometimes if someone and it's not that you're a bad person, but it's like, if someone sets a boundary, you almost take it personal. If someone says they don't like something, you sometimes you can take it personal. And so the challenge is going to be that, trying to pull away from taking things personal, trying to just have that internal conversation. And I know it sounds easier said than done, because I think, like, you're going to see all the Instagram posts saying all this stuff. But the true key is having that internal dialogue and talking to yourself. Like, even if you have to talk to yourself out loud, you're not crazy for doing it. Nothing's wrong with you. I talk to myself out loud all the time because I have to battle that voice that sometimes wants me to believe things to protect myself that aren't actually true. And that's what I'm really seeing with y'all is this internal battle, this internal conflict, this internal challenge of trusting, what other people are saying and also trusting yourself. And then that you will gain a deeper understanding of what your intuition is and what isn't. And you'll also build a deeper connection with who you really are versus what you're trying to portray yourself as. So now, how are we going to overcome this challenging energy? The way that we're going to overcome this challenging energy is the Three of Swords in reverse. The Three of Swords is a hard card to come up. It always, gets people like upset. And a lot of times it's because it speaks to heartache. And it speaks to heartache whether it's upright or in reverse. And what I'm feeling it as a message of what's going to help you overcome it is that there is going to be... what I'm feeling is almost like you're going to have to break up with yourself. You're going to have to break up with your past self. You're going to go through a grieving process where you're letting go of an older version of you. And it's really going to become apparent for you during this time. And so that's what you're going to overcome. And now that's how it's going to be overcome is you needing to say goodbye to that old version of you. So now let's pull an affirmation because, pile 3, y'all gonna go through it, but you're gonna come out way better. Pile 3, y'all are gonna go through it, but y'all are gonna come out a better person. So I'm gonna pull affirmation card from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Let's see what the universe has to say to you. What message can you hold on to during this transit? My small ass hands. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Let's go. Oh, I think I pulled 2 cards. So 2 messages for you. My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I'm lost. Whew. Y'all are going to have a really transformative time. And y'all are going to become closer to who you really are and show up in love, in healing, and in compassion. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to feel like heartache. It's going to feel like internal conflict. But you're really going to come into October really knowing who it is that you want to be and really feeling more full. And then that's going to bring you more happiness. That's going to bring you more joy. It's not easy to know that you have to almost say goodbye to a version of you. It's not easy. I've done it and I've continued to do it. It's not easy. But once you get to a point where you're like, oh my God, this is who I am and this is who I love and what I love about myself, you will feel that release. You will start to feel more at peace because you're no longer calculating and having that mental battle. That mental battle that you've done to protect yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. But now you know you don't need protecting because who you are is enough. And any harm that has come to you, any pain you've experienced, it was never your fault. And you didn't have control over it. And having this character you've built to protect yourself, to try to get a little bit of control, you're going to learn that it's time to let go of it because you deserve to be you. I got a phone call in the middle of this. But I want to say thank you, Pal 3, so much for watching this. Let me know if it resonates. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if this helped give you some clarity. I send you all my love and so much blessings during this time. And I will see you next time for our next pick a card. Bye.